Morning, everybody. Coach Heather here from Kincardine Fit Body Boot Camp. Today in nutrition news, we're talking about alcohol consumption, some sort of feedback in the general media, general awareness about some benefits that may or may not be happening when we consume alcohol. Just a general overview, just to get people talking about alcohol consumption and how it relates to exercise in the body and recovery and all that good stuff. So should I take a break from booze? Should I stop drinking? Should I start drinking? How much should I be drinking? So maybe we all like having a beer at the end of the workday or a drink when we get home from work. Something to celebrate. Maybe it's somebody's birthday. Maybe we're doing something special. Hang on. There. I think we're hooked up again now. So sometimes these little drinks add up. We don't really pay attention. We're not really counting, seeing what's going on. And because we consider ourselves to be generally healthy people, we think that consuming alcohol on a little bit more regular basis is okay. So is it okay? How are we justifying things? Are we ignoring things that maybe we shouldn't be? So if we want to be healthy, fit, functional, how does alcohol factor into the equation? That is what we're going to be talking about today. So what is the answer? As always, with most things, it is not that straightforward. It is not just a yes and no situation. All right, I keep losing the video. I think we're good now. So yes, it's not just a straight answer. It's not just a yes or no situation there. You may have heard that alcohol is good for you. Moderate alcohol intake is associated with a lower risk of diabetes, gallstones, and coronary heart disease. Light to moderate drinking seems to be good for the heart and circulatory system. Can help reduce the risk of cardiac arrest and clots caused by stroke, and they can reduce that by up to 25 to 40%. And there have been several studies that indicate that drinkers, even heavy drinkers for that matter, actually outlive people that don't. So is it good? Is it bad? Who is to say? New headlines are coming out all of the time to support different things. An important point seems to get buried in all of that though. And if you don't already drink, health experts recommend that you don't start. So if you've been reading all about, the antioxidants that are contained in red wine, should you get out and go start drinking wine because of that if you're a non-drinker? They advise no. So it's like a wait, what situation? If drinking's so good for you, then why not add some of this? So because no one knows if any amount of alcohol is actually good for you, that is the reason why. So it's not that they're telling you to drink or not to drink. You just have to be aware of where this research is coming from, where these facts are coming from, where these headlines are coming from. So most of the research that's done on alcohol's potential health benefits, they are large, they are long-term epidemiological studies, which this type of research never actually proves anything. It can tell you what is associated with, but it can never actually prove anything. So for example, rather than showing that X causes Y, that research can say that X seems to be correlated to Y. People that drink tend to have drinking may be associated with, but there's never a direct cause and effect relationship there with these kind of studies. So that is why headlines finding studies can be misconstrued and miscommunicated and misunderstood. So you just have to be mindful of that. So even though studies suggest that light to moderate drinkers have lower rates of the above mentioned health problems than non-drinkers, that doesn't mean that drinking causes those benefits. So if you're scratching your head, let's talk about this a little bit further. So sure, it could be that alcohol consumption raises HDL or the good cholesterol, or it could be that moderate drinking reduces stress, right? You have a few drinks, you're more relaxed. So are the benefits actually coming from the alcohol itself, or is it more from a state of mind or a state of stress relief that is caused by the alcohol consumption? So could it be that drinking doesn't cause the actual health benefit? Rather, it could be that people who drink a light to moderate amount of alcohol have something else that's going on in their lives unrelated to alcohol consumption that keeps them healthier. So we talked about stress. So maybe they have robust or resilient genes. Maybe they have a lower stress personality because they do have a few drinks. It's maybe a particular lifestyle that's different from others. Or they have good social connections and support. So maybe when they're having those few drinks, it's after work at a bar or a cafe, and they're with a group of their friends, and they're getting to socialize and talk about their day and de-stress. So these health benefits that are coming from alcohol consumption, is it coming from alcohol itself? We don't have the research to say that. But is it coming from something else that is caused by the alcohol consumption in general? Reduced stress, more social connections and networking. That can very well be. So you just have to be a little bit mindful when you're reading headlines, because there is no cause and effect. No alcohol consumption leads to this. It is associated with, appears to be. So just keep that in mind when you are reading headlines. So what is moderation anyways? In terms of the United States, their dietary guidelines, moderate drinking for women would be up to 7 drinks per week with no more than 3 drinks on any single day. For men, up to 14 drinks with no more than 4 drinks on any day. So that is their idea of moderation. I'm going to post some of the found health benefits and risks associated with moderate to heavy drinking. So if you found yourself in that category we just talked about, I will post them, but it's just a lot of words that are going to get lost if I read them off to you now, but I will post them under the video. And then also when we talk about consumption and effects and what things causes, we also have to consider the biochemistry that is going to possibly affect people at a different level. So we have to change alcohol to tolerate it. We have to process it. And then our ability to process that alcohol can depend on a number of different factors. So our natural individual genetic tolerance, notice I said individual there, it's not going to be the same for everybody. So our ability to process that alcohol within our bodies is going to depend on our genetics, our ethnicity and genetic background, our age, our body size, our biological sex also has an impact on it, our individual combinations of conversions and different enzymes as well within the body. So there's no set number that's going to affect everybody. You have to listen to your body. Dose matters, but alcohol requires some processing by the body. So what is the sweet spot? Where do you find that amount of alcohol that balances enjoyment with our body's ability to respond and recover from processing what in essence is slightly poisonous for the body? So where do we find that line along having a drink that's relaxing and enjoyable to poisoning ourselves? So that sweet spot, that in between, that safe zone is going to be different for everybody. It doesn't mean that moderate drinking is risk-free. You just have to find what works for your body. And then, of course, not all drinking is negative. There are health risks that are associated with it, but we do have to consider the good things. So pleasure, assuming that you've graduated from wine coolers and tequila shots when you were younger. Alcoholic beverages, they typically taste nice. So yeah, having a drink can be a pleasure. Leisure, a bit of alcohol in your bloodstream does help you feel relaxed. It's like having a good meal. A good glass of wine is going to help you feel relaxed. And it gives you the opportunity to just slow down for a minute. Even when we're eating sometimes, it's go, 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 go. And again, assuming we've matured from our younger years, we are not go, go, go with that alcohol. It's a nice opportunity to just sit down and have a glass of red wine and just enjoy and de-stress. And that's where some of the benefits come from having an alcoholic drink is, like I mentioned before, the time to relax and unwind and de-stress. Creativity. So one of those correlating research studies showed there is evidence that when you're a little tipsy, you may be more successful at problem solving. And this is thanks to the increased outside of the box thinking that usually happens. Some of the best inventions, best creative, best ideas have popped up when people have been consuming a few drinks. And then the social connection. Very rarely are people just sitting at home drinking, or maybe they're, talking to a friend or a spouse or a family member. But most drinks are going to happen with friends and family. So it is a nice social connection as well. If you're going to drink because you genuinely enjoy doing it. Not because somebody has told you about the health benefits or the longevity that's going to come. And drink because you enjoy doing it. And another thing too is very rarely do we have those golden moments where you're together with a bunch of people and everybody's laughing at the same joke. Those moments do tend to happen when people are together at an event having a few drinks, and those are great things. So am I on the fence? Absolutely. Do I drink? I do have a few drinks now and again. I am a light drinker, and that is fine. That is what works for me. But do I enjoy those golden moments when I'm around a group of people, enjoying a nice, pleasurable drink? Absolutely. Having a few good laughs, who doesn't? So there are definitely benefits to alcohol. But there is that issue of, why are you drinking? Are you drinking because of the pleasure, the leisureness to it, the social connection, that creativity? Or are we drinking because we're stressed out? Are we drinking because it is now a habit? Are we drinking because there's other people around and we don't want to drink alone? Or because it's good for us? Are you now drinking red wine once a day because you read somewhere that it's good for you? So at the same time that I want to make sure people are aware that there's no shame in drinking. There are good things to it. We just have to think about why we're drinking. So drink because it's enjoyable to you. So tips. How do we make the decision? How do we make the call? So the first thing I would recommend is notice how you feel during and after drinking. So how do I generally feel? Do I generally feel good? Simple but telling. Ask yourself, how are you feeling physically, mentally, socially? How are you feeling when you drink? Am I recovering? So how's my performance after drinking? If I were to hit the gym on Saturday morning after going out Friday night, how would I feel? How would I perform? What happens afterwards? Am I hungover? Do I have an upset stomach? Do I have poor sleep? Do I feel puffiness? Do I feel bloating or any other discomfort? So ask yourself, what happens afterwards, and is it worth it? How does the extra energy intake work for my goals? So is alcohol adding some extra calories into my diet that I don't want or need? Am I trying to lose weight? So alcohol comes with calories, quite a few sometimes. So is that working in your overall game plan at the time? How do my other physiological indicators say? So what are my latest medical test results suggesting? How does my blood work look? How does my blood pressure look? Any other indicators that we might be looking for? Notice how alcohol affects your thoughts, your emotions, your assumptions, your general perspective on life. So it's taking a step back and seeing those benefits and how, or are there benefits? How is it affecting you and how you feel in your daily life? What kind of person are you when you drink? Some people, will easily brush off like, oh, well, I had a few drinks. That's still you. So is that something that you're happy with? Are you still the same person when you're consuming a few drinks or not? Definitely a little bit of food for thought there, guys. And then one thing I like to ask too is, if you had to stop drinking for a week or for a month, how would that impact you? How would you feel? And a lot of the answers that come from that really show why they're drinking in the first place. Are they drinking for the pleasure, for the leisure, for the de-stress and the social connection? Or are they drinking because they feel stressed? Because it's now a habit that, that beer when they get home from work or that glass of red wine with dinner. Are they doing it? Are they aware of what they're doing? Or has it at this point in time just become so much of a habit that they don't stop and ask themselves? So, I'm going to have a beer after work. Forget the beer. Go do something else for 10 minutes. And then ask yourself, do I still really want that beer? And there's the thing, do I want it? Or has it just become a habit? Do you feel in control of it? So if, something happened and the doctor said, No. Would you be okay with that? Why are the reasons why we're doing it? And would we be okay with if you weren't able to do that? And then savor your drink. Tune into your sensations, tune into the relaxation, tune into your friends, enjoy the conversation, enjoy the whole process of it if you are drinking. And then swapping quantity for quality. Sometimes the fruity beverages that are easy to drink quickly, maybe we substitute out that for something that you want to consume a little bit slower and relax and enjoy it, because that may be in tune to a lot of reasons why you're having an alcoholic beverage in the first place. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that makes sense, guys. If you have any questions, just let me know. Post them below or message me. Personally, I'm on Facebook here. You can send a message or email the gym here. Give us a call. Our contact information is on the website or the Facebook page there. So thanks for joining me, guys. What is going on this week at the gym? Friday is Flashback Friday, and I'm super excited. It is Keep Calm and EMOM. And then September is when we're really going to start kicking things into high gear. We have our upcoming 6-week challenge that's going to be starting September 16th. We have our Fit Ranks test coming up September 15th, the Friday night before. And then we also have our Bring a Friend workout. So if you guys are sitting there like, oh, I'm curious about boot camp, let us know. Come in. Even if you don't know a member that's already working out here, it's a great chance to come in and see what it's all about here. So again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Other than that, have a great day, and I will see all you lovely people again next Monday. All right? Take care, guys.